Functional Physio presents ePoster 2020. Associated by Mind Academy and Sportson.
Presenter Priyanka Senapaty. On title: Correct Backpack Ergonomics in School-Going Children.
Hello everyone. This is Miss Priyanka Senapaty from SV Nirtar, and I am going to present the correct backpack ergonomics in school-going children. Backpack, a boon or a curse? Backpack can beat your back and neck or can be used in a very useful way. Choice is yours. So backpack ergonomics is concerned with designing and arranging the backpack to prevent unnecessary energy expenditure, tissue injury, muscle fatigue, and to increase the muscle efficiency. Children and adolescents' musculoskeletal system are very vulnerable. They are at a growing stage. So any risk or trauma to the musculoskeletal structures, especially during this rapid growing stage, may cause a lot of shoulder problems, may cause a lot of back problems, muscle strain, joint problems, poor posture, and a lot. So backpacks may be too heavy or may be worn incorrectly. So in the first column you can see how the backpack is held in an ergonomically incorrect way. So in the first you can see a child who is leaning forward with a heavy backpack and asking for help. This is due to the heavy backpack on her shoulders, which she is unable to bear the extreme pain and is asking for help. And in the second you can see the ineffective lifting, which is ergonomically incorrect. In the third one you can see today's children, today's youth, today's adolescents are always after holding in a stylish way, in a cool way, and so they hold the bag in on one shoulder, causing the elevation of that shoulder and depression of the other one. So in this case, this causes a muscle strain, a distortion of the normal S-shape curve of the spine, may cause a different muscle strain, abnormal posture, and so it is quite ergonomically incorrect. Then you can see in the fourth one a child who is holding a backpack and the pack is slung below the buttock area. So the weight is not uniformly distributed in the bag. It is below the buttock, and the strain on the shoulders, on the neck muscles, will cause an abnormal strain, and it will dig the shoulders, and the nerves and the vessels and the shoulders are compressed, causing tingling and other complications. And then you can see a backpack which is very colorful. The children might be craving for such a backpack, and you can see its colors, its cartoons and everything highly enlightening, but why is it ergonomically incorrect? This is because there is just one this is an anterior view and a posterior view. In the anterior view you can see this just a one compartment, and the load is not uniformly distributed. And the second posterior view you can see that there are padded straps which are not wide. The backpack posterior aspect is not widely padded. There is no sternum strap, no hip straps to distribute the weight evenly. And so it is quite an ergonomically incorrect backpack, although appealing to a lot of parents as well as children. So next, coming to the pathobiomechanics, you can see the first picture where the child is holding a backpack, leaning forward, and there is pain in his back. So the pain and injury to the back, neck and shoulder causing forward bending with poor posture and load on the spine. So when a child is holding a bag which is too heavy, the center of gravity tends to fall backward, which might cause the child to fall back. So to prevent the falling and to make the center of gravity fall on the front within the base of support, the child bends forward as a compensatory mechanism. So in this case, and there will be pain and injury. And the second one, you can see the child who is falling backward, not able to balance the center of gravity, and the gravity is superseding and it will cause the child to fall back. The next, you can see a child who is holding a bag and there is forward head, rounded shoulder, kyphosis. So these are all interlinked. Because of one, other is happening. And the vertebra becomes wedged, rounded, and there will be a hunched back. So this pain will worse with activity. So there is excessive curvature of the thoracic spine. The back that is bracing is not present now. The posture is highly abnormal. And this can cause a lot of spinal deformity, and in a future conditions it may limit the thoracic expansion, and also a lot of breathing problems may occur. And in the last one, you can see a child who is bending forward to balance the center of gravity, and the knee will be hyperextended and there will be a poor foot alignment. So we knew the pathobiomechanics, the ergonomically incorrect backpack holding. So what should be the correct ergonomics? So in the first, you can see a child who is holding a bag from the ground, trying to lift it up by bending her back, which is not correct. The child should use her thigh muscles, make her spine or the back straight, bring the bag close to her body, hold the bag with her fingers or with her hands close to body, and bending her hips and knees and lifting it up. This should be the correct lifting pattern of the backpack. Then you can see the backpack tips. The backpack should have wide padded shoulder strap, or else it may dig into the shoulder, causing pain and restricting movement. There should be 2 shoulder straps rather than 1 for distributing the weight uniformly. The padded back, which protects against the sharp edges on the objects inside the bag and increases comfort. There should be a waist strap to distribute the weight evenly throughout the back. Pelvic strap, and the backpack itself should be light enough so that it does not add more weight, or you can add rollers below the backpack to prevent holding it in the back. And it should have multiple compartments, not a single one. And the heavy load should be placed close to your body such that your back and the backpack should act as one unit. And this backpack should be made up of canvas rather than leather. And the backpack should absorb the force by the wider shoulder straps. And the bottom of the backpack should not slung below the buttocks. Rather, it should be just 2 inches below your waist. And the hip straps should reallocate 50 to 70% of the load. And this backpack should carry the load 10% of the body weight, which is very important consideration while holding a backpack by the children or by their parents. And there are a lot of other ways to prevent the back pain or the back problems due to the backpack, like you can use rollators, you can use backpack should be removed when standing for a longer time, and etc. So So there is a backpack safety check, and this has to be done to prevent any shoulder problems or to prevent the tightening of the neck muscles and upper cross syndrome and creating potential strain, and as well as hip problem, lower cross syndrome, and because of the compensation of the backward pull of the backpack, these hips may overactivate and cause muscle sore, or the similarly in the knee, due to the overweight backpack, it might cause a potential strain, and the change in the walking pattern may also affect, and there may occur knee pain. So government has given a certain amount of criteria to hold the backpack for the children, although this AUTA and APTA has not yet given their it is actually not being enforced yet. So the backpack should be at an average of 10 to 15% of the body weight of the child, and according to the different classes, class 1 4.5 kg, from class 1 to 3, then from class 3 to 5 he can hold a bit more according to the weight, and this has not yet been enforced. Then you can see a child who is holding a backpack with a correct posture on the left side, and with a forward head posture on the right side, the forward head from the tip of the mastoid to the tip of the acromion, which is displaced forward, indicating the forward head posture, and the rounded shoulder even, and this might cause scoliosis, a lot of spinal deformities, muscle strain, soreness, and postural abnormality. Then you can see the back of the backpack should be of firm material, maybe of canvas, because it is lighter than leather, and the strap should not be too low as it pulls the child's back backwards and it may have a fall. And these straps should be of short so that it will sit firmly and no pressure on the hips. It will be uniformly distributed through the spine, neck, shoulders, pelvis uniformly, and it will prevent different deformities, different postural abnormalities. And if you don't try to adopt this correct posture of the backpack, it might cause a habitual problem, because after you even remove your backpack, the child may be having the same posture, the same deformities will proceed, the same problems will arise in future, because there will be habitual postural change due to the backpack holding for a prolonged time. So as the structure determines the functionality of the being, so both the parents and teachers are responsible for this misfortune happening to the children, as well as the government should take action against this serious issue as soon as possible, because every small step counts, and making school going a happy and enjoyable life for the kids is very essential. And every parent should remember that today's effort will always be tomorrow's reward. Thank you so much.